Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from the upcoming RHCR, Rich Heritage Theatre of Cedar Rapids production of A Few Good Men. Scot Hughes is here. Welcome, Scott.
Thanks, Dennis. Good to be here.
And Grant Blades.
Hi.
Welcome. Grant, lean into the microphone there.
All right.
Just a tiny bit more. So this is, I think, most of us are going to be familiar with the movie version of this, the famous Tom Cruise, Jack Nicholson movie with the very famous line, which we may or may not say later on. Spoiler alert.
If you haven't seen the movie, you've probably heard the line.
Exactly. But this was, so we should say right off the bat that the writer of this is, that people may not be aware, is Aaron Sorkin, who was, who wrote The West Wing, Social Network. But this must have been a pretty early work for him, because the play, which came before the movie, you told me was late 80s.
Right. He started as a playwright on Broadway and started out writing a few plays that made it. And A Few Good Men was one of his first plays that got produced.
So just for the sake, I should mention, too, that in addition to playing the character that we think of as the Jack Nicholson character, you're also directing the show.
Yes.
So doing double duty. We got to dive into that.
Yes, and that definitely has been challenging. Number one, I haven't directed a show since I was in college 40 years ago. Number two, directing a show that you're also acting in has been a challenge. I feel pretty good about the scenes I'm not in, where I'm watching and I can give notes and corrections. But if it's a scene that I'm in, at the same time I'm seeing what the other characters are doing. The other actors. You
really can't write notes as you are doing the scene.
No. It's kind of challenging. It's gone very well so far, I think. The cast has been fantastic and very easy to work with, and very. It's been a great team, but. I don't know if I would want to do this very often.
Grant, for those who some knowledge of this play and movie is that one line, give us the back of the paperback version summary of what it's about. I think we all know that it takes place, that there's courtroom, it's military.
It's courtroom drama. There's some nice lighthearted comedy moments, though, I would say. And so there is two Marines who are they're being put on trial for the murder of another Marine, and their lawyer is a lawyer in the Navy, and he is kind of a slick-talking wisecracker, doesn't really take things too seriously.
And that's you.
Yes, that's me. And there is another lawyer who is very serious, likes to do things by the book, and so they butt heads a lot, but together they have to defend these two Marines on trial for murder, when really there's might be a cover-up of something else going on by some of the higher-ranking military.
Higher ranking, and we're looking at one guy.
Wow. Yeah. I was right.
Spoiler alert, all is not as it seems. It's the play then, is this set only in the courtroom pretty much?
No. It actually goes from place to place, which has been a challenge on the space that we have
because
available.
you're working in a very small space.
Yeah, this play is written to have a good amount of stage acreage to use to go from place to place. I mean, it happens. There's scene set in the JAG Corps lawyer offices in D.C. There's scene set in Cuba, in Jessep's office, Colonel Jessep's office. There's scenes set on an air base, at a park. So, it jumps around. Most of the second act is in the courtroom, but there's other scenes involved. And I found that a challenge, but I think it's working pretty well with moving set pieces around, using lighting and sound for transitions. I'm liking how things are working out this week.
Yeah, you're at CSPS, but you're in the first floor black box,
yes.
Which is a small, it's an intimate space.
Yes. Yeah, it's up close, right in your. I mean, literally, if you're going to sit in the front row, you're going to have got people right in your face.
You're in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned Cuba, because I know part of this stems from things that happen at Guantanamo, which is interesting because it predates what we think of as the Guantanamo prison being used after 9/11. This is way before then.
It's that whole concept is interesting, that there's a United States territory military base on the island of Cuba. The rest of Cuba is Cuba, which is run by the Cuban government, which has had a frosty relationship with the United States. But we've got a little section of it that belongs to us. That's always been odd.
Scott, you obviously have a lot of familiarity with this coming in. Grant, did you know a lot about? Had you seen the movie, seen the play coming into this?
No, I hadn't seen the movie.
Yeah.
I watched the movie after I got cast. And there's a lot of differences, subtle differences, but yeah, I basically just knew the line.
Sure,
Yeah.
that one line.
Yep.
Yeah, I do want to go back to that a little bit, because as I was writing up the director's notes for the program, that's the line everybody knows, right? You can't handle the truth. That's not what the play's about. That scene is an awesome scene, but to me, it's honor, code, loyalty, which are three other words that Jessep uses, and some of the other characters too. That's what this is all about, and the journey of Daniel Caffey finding his own honor and his own code through the loyalty of the other people that bring him there. That's the story of the show.
So aside from the movie, how much does few of us actually set foot in a real courtroom unless we're called for jury duty or something like that. But we all feel like we know what a courtroom looks like and how it operates because of police and courtroom dramas. How much of that kind of informs how you stage and think through something like this?
A lot. It is theatrical, so you go to the theatrical basis when you're setting that up. And you're right. That's what the majority of people have in their heads is Law and Order, or however the numerous movies, scenes. My Cousin Vinny. There you go. They're set in courtrooms.
That's an exact representation of how courtrooms work, I'm sure.
Although My Cousin Vinny, and I know this partly because my son is an attorney, that's referred to a lot of times in law schools because the actual the presentation of evidence is done exactly right in My Cousin Vinny. It is very accurate as far as that goes. So, even though it's a fun movie, it has some truth behind it.
What changed or surprised you, or either as a director or an actor, once this started coming together? What was different than what you kind of imagined from the outside when you started it?
Oh, I don't know if I was caught by surprise that much. It was a challenge. Just from the beginning, from the audition process, thinking, how am I going to get enough people? This is a small space, and it's a large cast. Ideally, you should have 16 actors. I was able to whittle it down to 14.
Wow.
In that space,
that's half the audience.
Almost.
Yeah. So that's working with a good number of people in there. But with the audition, the thing is, there is so much going on theatrically around here in the corridor in Cedar Rapids.
Just watch the Culture Crawl. It's been play, musical, play for a couple of weeks now.
People are already committed to so many things. It's hard to get people to get you into your production. That wasn't a surprise. I mean, I won't say it was a surprise. It was certainly a big challenge. This play, ideally, you're going to have a lot of men. You're going to have some young men, college-age men, ideally. It's hard to get those involved in a community theater, outside theater production. I tried, really. I mean, I really did a lot of outreach to Coe and Kirkwood, Mount Mercy, even Cornell. We do have a couple of high school students in the cast who are great and fit that part just fantastic. And I'm very happy to have them, very lucky to have them. But that's the biggest thing. And again, that wasn't a surprise. I knew going in, this is going to be hard to get the people in there.
Yeah, Scott's been hounding me for months to audition.
Yep. It's been a long process to get people.
Yeah.
So don't hold this space open.
It's a great role, so I always was gonna.
Yeah. Grant, same question. You weren't familiar with this material going in, but you watched the movie, and then when you actually started blocking and getting into your character and stuff, did it go in a different direction than you kind of imagined anywhere along the line?
I think that, when you're doing the rehearsal process, I feel like you're always kind of ready for the unexpected, and some things are always going to be surprising. But I think maybe one thing with this script that was surprising is just how much the characters influence each other and how much change that almost all the characters go through, all the good guys, I would say, are influenced by each other, and how much they kind of come together to help each other out and win.
Like the true Brotherhood of Marines.
Yeah. That is part of the theme, I'd say.
The play is A Few Good Men, running 2 weekends. Yes.
Yes, correct.
November 1.
November 1st through 3rd, and 8 through 10.
And how do we get tickets?
You can get tickets at the RHCR website. It's rhcrtheatre.com. You can get your tickets through there. And it's through CSPS. You can also get them through the CSPS box office. And their phone number is 319-364-1580.
And CSPSHall.org online.
They're handling the ticketing for us, and so you can get it through them.
All right. Well, good luck as you enter final preparation stages. The time of we're taping, you're probably running like heck to get all the last-minute details and final dress rehearsals going on. But
exactly right.
Fun project. A lot of work for you.
It's been fun, though. Really, it has been.
All right.
Thanks to the cast. They've been great.
Yeah. Good luck with it, and thanks for being with me.
Thank you.
Thanks, Devin.
You can hear The Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.